Yes guys, welcome back to the Football Capital and welcome back to another edition of our Premier League review show. We're back from International Week with some big games in the Premier League. We've also had a lot of controversy and we officially can confirm that we have one team relegated as well. But before we recap the weekend's results, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, with the new algorithm that YouTube have, it makes it harder for our YouTube channel to get monetized, and also make sure you hit that like button so our videos can get featured as well. Now, the first game that kicked off the Premier League this weekend was Fulham versus Manchester City at Craven Cottage. Manchester City winning that game 2-0 and going on top of the table for a few hours at least. Look, going into this game, we all thought Manchester City would pull maybe 6 or 7 past Fulham, especially the form that Fulham have been in. And especially the form that Man City have been in. We've seen them scoring goals left, right and centre in the last couple of games. But no, it was only 2-0. Bernardo Silva getting the opening goal, and then Sergio Aguero getting the second. And look, they had a lot of chances in the second half to make it 3 or 4-0, but I think a lot of missed shots and missed chances by Sterling, which has been in great form, especially in the last game, getting a hat-trick against Watford, and then a hat-trick for England as well in the international break. But it just wasn't going for him in the final third. But look, City looked comfortable. They never looked like they were threatened. Fulham didn't really do anything. They had Babel up front as the lone striker. Didn't really work. They tried putting on Schürrle in the second half. Nothing really worked for them. They're in a bad position now, Fulham. I think 1 or 2 games left, maybe the midweek games that are coming up now, they could be relegated as well. But yeah, look, City comfortable. They go into the next game against Cardiff, who are in the relegation zone as well. They verse them in midweek. So look, you're looking City can go back on top if they win that game. Our next game, we saw West Ham lose at home to Everton. We won't dwell on that one for too long. But yeah, look, 2 teams that are very inconsistent this whole season. You see them winning against some good big teams, losing against some of the lower teams, and I think here, look, the result wasn't too surprising. Then we had Manchester United and Watford. Now, Watford did not make it easy for Manchester United. United did win 2-1, but I think this was one of the poorest games that we've played under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And just before this game, they did announce him as the permanent manager, so he's officially Manchester United manager for the next 3 years. But look, I think the first maybe 15, 20 minutes, we looked okay. The first half was pretty much end to end, but I think Watford were mostly on top in that game. It just seemed that we couldn't get on the ball. None of our passes was working. Pogba was a bit off. Matic, I wasn't really too happy with the way he was playing. We did have Martial coming back after his injury. Rashford didn't go on international week as well. He started up front. There was no Lukaku, so we were missing a few players. But yeah, look, you got to give credit to Watford. I think they're a really good side this year, and you can see where they were on the table. I think they were coming in at 8th on the table before the match. I think they just dropped just below Everton after they beat West Ham. But it was just one of them games for United that nothing really went our way. We didn't really get going. Every time we tried to do something, it wouldn't work out. And I think we spoke about this in our last fantasy video where Rami was speaking about how if Hazard doesn't perform, Chelsea don't really perform. And I think we can say the same thing here about Manchester United. When Pogba doesn't perform, we don't really seem to click. And we've seen if I get out Man United's average positioning of our players, you can see that most of our players are in our own half. I mean, our furthest player forward is Martial, and then Rashford just next to him. So it looks like we're playing with a 2 up front. But then you have like Pogba and Mata. Mata came in playing in that central role. But yeah, look, Pogba, I think to me was very off this game. A lot of the balls that he tried didn't work out. He held on to the ball for way too long at times. And yeah, like we said, usually when he doesn't play, the team doesn't play, and that showed as well. But you can see, look at the numbers that we had in our own half. Well, what's that? About 7 players. 7 players. If you want to include De Gea, that's 8. Then we go look over to Watford's average positioning. They only have 3 players. If you want to count the keeper, 4 players in their own half. Pretty much, most of the players were up front, so they were doing most of the attacking. Yeah, man, you got to give a lot of credit to Watford. They didn't make it easy for us. I thought personally that they'll rest a lot of players, that they'll rest Deeney, Delafeu. I thought they'll rest some of the big names because they have that FA Cup semi-final against Wolverhampton on the weekend. But they did play most of their players, and look, players like Deeney caused us a lot of trouble. But to be fair, Smalling and Jones I think played well, and especially Luke Shaw. I think he was United's best player on the day, and that kind of shows you what Watford actually did. You know, when we have our centre backs and our winger and our right and left backs having one of their best games, you know the other team was brilliant, and you got to give all the credit to Watford in this game. But this week we have Wolverhampton, and they knocked us out before the international week out of the FA Cup. So that's going to be another tough game away. And look, I think if they rest their players for the FA Cup, we might get a victory. If we play like we did against Watford, I don't see us winning, especially the quality of the players that they have. And the way they have been playing this season has been unbelievable as well. For a team to be promoted and becoming 7th on the table, you got to give them a bit of credit. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that they rest a lot of their players for the FA Cup, because at the moment they're sitting 7th. I think that's the best position they can get. They're not going to catch the Chelsea that's in 6th. So hopefully they rest a lot of players, and United we can get the victory. But yeah, we'll go on to the next game where we saw Leicester City beat Bournemouth 2-0. Not really much to talk about that game. We saw Vardy. I think he grabbed another goal. He's been scoring a lot of goals since Brendan Rodgers has come in, and I think he's tweaked the system to benefit Vardy a little bit. Very similar to how they were under Ranieri when they won the title. Very direct, playing to Vardy's strengths, and it's been working. I think the last couple of games have been winning. But on to the next game. Now, we saw Crystal Palace beat Huddersfield 2-0. And Huddersfield are now officially relegated. Now, in this game, I mean, the goals came in the 76th minute with a penalty to Milivojevic. I think it was Zaha that went down for that penalty. And then Patrick Van Aanholt in the 88th minute that got the decisive goal pretty much that finished the game off. But Huddersfield had a lot of chances, especially in the first half, to grab a goal and maybe go on to win it and keep. Even though we all knew that Huddersfield were going down, they could have kept something alive in the next couple of games. But now I think they're the second worst team, or the second team to get relegated the quickest in the Premier League. And yeah, look, even though we all knew, Huddersfield are officially out of the Premier League. So one of our boys, Aaron Moy, is at Huddersfield. So hopefully they can get back up next season, because I do think they've got a good squad, and they haven't been playing too bad this year. But that's what happens. You don't take your chances. You don't win your games. The next game we had Burnley beating Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton decided to rest some of their players, maybe save them for the FA Cup. It looks like it didn't work out. The team that I want relegated, Burnley, ended up winning, so they move away from that relegation zone. Yeah, so the next day we had Chelsea and Cardiff. Now this was a bit of a controversial one. Cardiff go ahead 1-0 in this game. And you know what? I think they could have... There was a lot more chances for them to get a second. I think Rudiger maybe should have been sent off as well in that game. I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think about that Rudiger challenge. I don't even know when it actually was. Was it just after half-time? Was it already 1-0? Might have been towards... I think it was 1-0 at that time anyways. That challenge from Rudiger, I know the rules have all changed with if he's the last player, or is it just the keeper brings him down, it's just a yellow and a penalty. He doesn't get sent off anymore. But to me, he's the last man. He should be sent off, and I think he might have been outside the box, so they could have got a free kick. You never know what could happen. And then for their equaliser, for Azpilicueta's equaliser, the biggest offside I've seen probably all season that handed Chelsea that 1-1. To be honest, I don't know what the hell the referees are looking at here. I mean, next year we know that the VAR's coming in. But look, for Cardiff, now, if they get relegated by 1 point or by goal difference or even 2 points, we'll be looking back at this game and saying, where were the referees and how did they get it so wrong? We've seen it so many times this year in the Premier League. Like, out of all the seasons in the Premier League, I think this is the year that the officials have been absolutely terrible. And it was miles offside. I don't understand how we got that one wrong. We've seen Jamie Carragher on was it Sky Sports or Match of the Day, whatever, trying to explain. He's got them virtual reality goggles on and saying how the ref couldn't see. I mean, that's what they're paid there to do. Yeah, the referee's on the line. It's not like it was a hard decision. He's standing on the line. He should be able to see the offside clearly. And it wasn't him. It was Loftus-Cheek was offside as well. And then in the 92nd minute, Loftus-Cheek ends up getting the winner for Chelsea, which is ends up being a very vital goal for Chelsea, because now that puts them, I think, sixth, fifth, whatever it is. They're only 1 point away from the top 4 spot. And I think, they're still in 6th. That puts them 1 point away from United and Arsenal and Tottenham and all that. I think Arsenal might have been 2 points ahead. But big result for Chelsea there. Again, I think Hazard didn't perform. Chelsea didn't really look like they were at the races, and they've been like that for a couple of games. They got a big test up against Liverpool in the next coming weeks. I hope they do get the result against them, even though I don't want to make them top 4. But I'd rather Liverpool not win the league. So Chelsea better win that game. Then we had the league leaders, Liverpool. They went into this game week in 2nd place. They played against Tottenham, and Tottenham, with no wins in the last 4 games, make that 5 now. You know, they went 1-0 down. I didn't think they were out of the game completely. I still think they had their chances to equalise even earlier, or maybe even getting the lead. But look, Liverpool doing what they do all year. They've been consistent. I still think they were the better side in this game, but still Tottenham had the chances to not only get in front but to win this game. But, you know, by 2 goals at least, there were some great chances for them to score, especially after they got their first goal. So Firmino got Liverpool's goal in the first half. And then we saw Lucas Moura. He came on, and I think within 1 minute, did he score? I think it might have been 1 minute. Or they made a few changes with Son coming on, and that kind of changed the game up. And then that's how he set up. I'm not even sure. Christian Eriksen. Yeah, there you go, Christian Eriksen. We spoke about him in our fantasy video. He did play well in the international week as well for Denmark. But Lucas Moura scores that goal to make a 1-1. I think they had another great chance. I think also Soko that had the ball. Skies, I think he might have had Harry Kane to the either side of him, and then or he could have just slotted it away in the corner, but he ends up skying it. Got to give credit to Van Dijk there, who held his run, didn't commit, made Sissoko make his decision, and it was the wrong one. He went greedy, went for glory, and shot went well wide. But going into the 90th minute, Liverpool do it again. Kills me. What a pain. And not only that, it was an own goal. Again, we saw that bullshit against Everton, and how many times they get these stupid last minute penalties and last minute own goals, and it's happened again. Salah crosses it or headers it across goal, hits Alderweireld on the leg. First of all, Loris should be making that save for one. The first shot, that's comfortable for any keeper, should be making. I think he's probably the most overrated keeper in the Premier League at the moment. And then hits Alderweireld in the leg. I mean, maybe even he could have done a lot better with it. And it goes in. And even that, when it was rolling in, I think Loris could have done a lot better as well. And again, hands Liverpool the win. Salah celebrating like he scored that goal. And it kills me. It kills me because it happens every week. Liverpool, these luck box. You know, the luck box every week. But look, this is what happens, yeah. When the title's on the line, you need a lot of luck sometimes to win it. And Liverpool looks like a lot of the luck is on their side at the moment. And look, we finally wrapped up the week with Arsenal beating Newcastle 2-0. I thought this was going to be a tricky one for Arsenal because Newcastle have been in some decent form lately. But look, Arsenal, I think I wouldn't say comfortable, but they got the job done. They scored the 2 goals. First goal was from Aaron Ramsey, who captained the side as well. Once again, we speak about him, that have Arsenal made a mistake letting him go. I think he's been a big part of Arsenal's progression after the Wenger era, and I think letting him go is a big mistake for Arsenal. But I guess sometimes it is what it is. Maybe the manager doesn't favour him, but even though he plays him, I don't know what the problem is. It could be contract. He could want more money. We do know that he's going to be on 400k at Juventus, so maybe Arsenal didn't want to pay that much a week, which kind of makes sense. I mean, it's Aaron Ramsey. We're not talking about a big name player. But then we saw Lacazette finish the game off with a nice little chip over the top with assist from Aubameyang. And look, Aubameyang and Lacazette have been great this season. And look, I think there's about over 20 goals between the two. And Arsenal jump up into third, and the banter with the Tottenham fans has been unbelievable. All I've been seeing on Facebook and all the socials. But look, Arsenal, I didn't think they'll make top 4 because of the Europa League. And look, they still, even though they don't have to verse anyone tricky or anyone in the top 6 in the last 7 games, there's still a lot of games that they have to verse some teams in the relegation zone, or fighting for relegation. And I think they might have to verse Leicester in there as well somewhere. But Arsenal in the top 3, who would have thought? I think was it 5 games ago or 6 games ago, they were 10 points behind Tottenham. Now they're 2 points ahead. So well done to Arsenal. But guys, before we wrap up this episode, remember, don't forget to like and subscribe. Before you switch it off. Now, but I'm gonna go through some social media and we'll see what people have been saying. There was a lot of memes. Yeah, we'll get the memes up. Most of them on bagging out Tottenham. Look, Tottenham bottle jobs. We've seen it all. We've seen Lacazette's, I don't know what the 3 fingers does it mean. The third, I think he's giving it to the Tottenham supporters. This is another one from the game, from the Spurs game. We saw Rabiot from PSG at the game, watching the Liverpool Spurs. But my question is, why is Daniel Sturridge the ball boy? Is my question. But anyway, and from the same game as well, we saw this one, Trippier about to take a corner, and Jesse Lingard, I think he's got another job as a steward at Anfield. And Jesse Lingard, they're making a bit of extra cash on the side. We also had a tweet, not a tweet, it is a tweet from Sparta Prague. They wrote, "Hey guys, at Chelsea FC, we completely understand you are confused, and since we are the most famous and most successful club in Prague, by this time you are playing against Slavia." So what Chelsea have done is, I think they've put up the tickets for sale for the West Ham and Slavia Prague game, but they wrote Sparta Prague. I don't know if it's a joke, because it is on April Fool's Day, so they might be taking the piss a bit. But the next one, who do we have here? This one comes from our Twitter account, so make sure you go follow us on Twitter as well. Salah hasn't scored since this tweet, when poor Pogba was, I think they were doing an Adidas commercial or Adidas shirt. Pogba has put up this picture with Salah, and he hasn't scored since that day, so poor Pogba, he's working his magic. But just two videos just to wrap it up. This one comes from the Liverpool Spurs game. As you can see, Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool get the goal. He runs into the into the goal to pick up that ball, and smashes that ball over Anfield. Well done. I actually rate that. I would have kicked all the balls. You know what? I think there's only one ball they allocate every team. There's not like 50 balls where you have to throw him back. So who knows what happened to that. And the last one I want to show, I think this is from some, I don't know what Sunday League team, but you see that whole juggling thing in the change room. The boys are trying to get the ball into the bucket, and this has to be the funniest video this week I've seen. It's conked out by the light, and to top it off, instead of anyone asking if he's alright or going to check up on him, I don't know who this guy is. This guy must be the coach or the manager or someone's brother. He's just sussing out the light. Is the light okay? Oh guys, we'll wrap up the show there today, guys. Once again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, like I said, with the whole monetization of the algorithm of YouTube, they've made it harder for our channel to be monetized. And also make sure you hit that like button. It's just there, that like, just click it there, and also hit the bell so you get all of our videos. You get notified for all of our videos. We also have had 2 videos, and I'll put in the link at the end of this, of Tottenham's new stadium. They'll be playing they'll be playing Tottenham will be playing Spurs. They'll be playing Crystal Palace in their brand new stadium, and check out that video. And also they are versing Palace, and we also got a video on Wan-Bissaka. Go check that out, give them a like. And guys, like always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.